love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop. Stop it up. Don't stop.
This video is brought to you by the 9% and is powered by Petty Vision Productions. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. So until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title, we gonna talk about it. But first, let me get into the chat. Let me get into the chat. Let me get into the chat. Antisocials in the building. What up, though, sis? What up, Nine? Appreciate you. My homie Black Bird, what up? I know that fight, man. You gotta talk to me, bro, about them fights, man. Like I know, bro. I knew that was about to happen, bro. Check out the video I did yesterday, though, man. Rudy, what up, though? Lisa J. Stocks in the building. Anytime I think of Lisa, I think of money. What up, Lisa? Big Mix, what up, Nine? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Who else we got? BDB, my brother in arms. What up, brother? Hey, man. If y'all ain't check out that Battle of the Beats, I don't know what y'all was doing. When we talking about entertainment, the brother just don't bring the entertainment, but he bringing artists with some dope skills, some dope beats. Definitely check out BDB. I believe it's in the playlist. You can check it out. We're in the tag team portion now. You know, we do the game nights over there. So definitely go check out bro. And he a gamer. So definitely check him out. Antisocial got a gaming channel. Check her gaming channel out. It's growing as we speak. She just started it. So definitely check that out. Show her some love. Yeah, my bad. I got into my old man mode. Y'all know I'll be 40 in a couple days. I passed out and went to sleep. You know, I plan on starting the show early, but brother man went to sleep. But we go get into it. Unplug and think for yourself. You know what I mean by that. I'm gonna be honest, you know, I tried to most commonly, I think people are on a basic level of understanding. And when you had a basic level of understanding, a lot of times people will take advantage of you because technically just to understand something, you under the information. So you only know what people tell you. So you get into a mode of belief and believing in things. And when you believe in things, you accept things that's not proved. You accept things that hasn't been proved. Sometimes things that can't be proved. You just got this belief in, right? But that's how people hoodwink you. These past couple days, I've just been listening to content, and everybody got the right to believe and feel and think about life or perceive life any way they choose to, right? But then I hear people complaining about things, right? And that's because they choose to. They complain about the way things are because they don't understand. They only have an understanding of it. They don't have an understanding or overstanding. And to even simplify that, I gave you comprehension, right? Things that we naturally do. I'm just giving you a new way to look at things. So when you begin to comprehend things, Bronze, what up, brother? When you begin to comprehend things, you start looking at things different. And then I sit back and I'm like, okay, so I gave him comprehension. I gave him ancient understanding, understand, overstand. And I realized, like, the best analogy I can put it in as if you was cooking something, right? If I make a dish and give it to you, you might say it's good, right? But you might want to know the ingredients so you can cook it for yourself. And I ain't been doing that. I've been giving people the plate of food. I ain't been giving them the ingredients to cook it for themselves. So when we talk about critical thinking, it's different concepts that people use, but I want to give you this one, and hopefully this is the ingredients that was missing. Let me use a couple examples, but what we're rocking with tonight, the concept that I want to introduce, and maybe y'all know these, but maybe you know. But we're going to talk about abductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, and deductive reasoning. 3 different processes of understanding. I'm not going to do a lecture. Y'all can tell by the mode that I'm in. So we're going to have a conversation. So I want y'all to roll with this and look it up for yourself, either while we doing this live or after. Because most people function when they looking at information or hearing information from a deductive reasoning standpoint. So what do I mean by that? What is deductive reasoning? Does anybody know what deductive reasoning is? Anybody want to look it up real quick while I'm telling you what it is? But basically is when you take something and you make a hypothesis and gain a conclusion without any investigation, without any understanding, you just associate it with what you know, and you roll with it, right? If it's wrong or right, you roll with it. So for example, a lot of the arguments that's had about the Bible, those are deductive arguments because people using abductive reason because it look good, it sound good, it's believable, so they roll with it, right? Now, when you talk about deductive, that's taking something, observing it, analyzing it, and then drawing a conclusion. So when you're looking at the Bible and you looking at it from a deductive reasoning state, it's stuff, it's work you got to do. It's work. So even if you equate abductive to, I equate it personally to laziness. That's what I equate it to, because even inductive reasoning is you do a little bit more work than abductive, is less work than deductive, right? So when you get into an inductive state, you're using almost common sense, or you're using more information. So if I was to say if the Bible is real, an abductive reasoning would be, well, some of the stuff that's in this Bible, people told me it happened. It happened for me, so yeah, it's real. An inductive state is more or less looking at it and is there any proof? Right? Is there any proof that these people existed? Is there any proof that any of this happened? And when you look at it, you may say no. And if you say no, that's because why? Because you looked at it, there's no historical documents, so no, it can't be real. A deductive is you going into why and explaining why. Because I did the research. I understand at the time periods this was happening, this story came from this came from that. A deductive reasoning is just you analyzing you looking at it and analyzing it. A deductive reason is you looking at it. An inductive reason is you looking at it. Commander, what up, though? Appreciate you, Nine. What up, Nine? An inductive is you looking at it and you're using common sense. Well, can it be proved? All right, so we got to get to more of an inductive, better yet, an inductive state of thinking. I can't wake you up. I can't do that. I don't know how. Right? I don't know how to wake people up. Only thing I can do is show you what I did in Unplug. But to do that, you have to think for yourself. You know, you have to question things. You have to understand things. And do you know? Let me push to this point real quick. This point in the conversation, right? So, I was listening to a live, and I heard a gentleman say, they was talking about Yemenia, right? They was talking about the Starbucks logo and equating it to the mermaids and equating it. They equated it to Africa and the African legends about the mermaids, the sirens, how they used to kidnap people and take them, and they associated that to, you know, the spirits of the water are evil, right? And that wasn't right. It wasn't right. It was just wrong. But I understand where it come from, because a lot of the ancient symbolism was corrupted. And like most people, Gary, what up, though? Appreciate you, my 33 brother. What up, though? And most people understand symbolism not from researching it themselves, but what they told. Like if you see an upside down cross, you think of Antichrist, right? You think of it being evil. But when you do the research, you'll learn for yourself that was just up until, I believe, the 80s when they deemed it satanic. Before that, at the creation of the upside down cross, that was a religious, a Christian symbol. And they recognized St. Peter. I'm sorry, Peter or Paul. I think it was Paul. Hold on. Gary in the chat, what the upside down, was it Peter or Paul? I get my P's mixed up. Peter. I was right. So yeah, it represented St. Peter, because Peter felt if he got crucified, it would have been disrespectful to Christ to get crucified the same way. He didn't feel he was on Christ's level, so he wanted to be hung upside down on the cross. And that was a religious symbol for Peter up until the 80s. And then some people came and hijacked it and made it Antichrist. So people don't recognize it for what it was created for. And a lot of that is our ancient symbolism, like the swastika. You know, I showed y'all that was an ancient symbolism of the 4 seasons. It was the way we calculated the equinox. I'm taking back to the old physical first point. We can get into the metaphysical, the spiritual, aspect of the swastika, but I'm giving you something tangible, something that you can, that anybody can understand. And it was the Big Dipper. And they believe as each season came, it turned, because the earth was circulating around and it was in the star system. So that's how they told what season. So if you go back and look through history, you will see the swastika on a lot of observatories where they was looking up at the sky. And that's how they knew what season they was in. And back then that was very important because they didn't have a calendar system, right? So they used that to understand what season they was in. So they knew when to grow, when to harvest. They understood what to do by looking up. And that symbol became powerful. But some people came along and hijacked it and used it for what they chose. And a lot of this is because the same things people tell you demonic, they use it for themselves. And they keep you away from it because they don't want you using it. I heard them talking about Baal, right? They talk about Baal. Baal was a god that predates the Bible. It was a Sumerian god, Mesopotamian god. But the significance of Baal, one was with money. That's why when you look on the New York Stock Exchange, you see that big golden calf outside New York Stock Exchange. That's Baal. That's what represents the wealth of America is Baal. You know, you driving Chrysler, you see the wings of my aunt. Those are the wings of my aunt. If you look at Washington, D.C., they have obelisks. Why do they have obelisks? Why did they mimic the way Osiris sits on his throne and made Abraham Lincoln did? Why is the Washington, D.C., why is it structured like Egypt? Why do you have obelisks in the middle of the Vatican? If these things were so bad, why do they use it? They tell you, is this Christian? I know a couple Christians, but no, I ain't Christian. Just like the Confederate flag. You know, just like the Confederate flag. And to take you deeper, that represents the 13 tribes of Native Americans that was here. That predates anything the Confederate Army did. That flag was already here. Yeah, I don't put myself in a box. Yeah, so no, this ain't Christian. I know a lot about Christianity, but no, this ain't Christian. I don't deal with belief. I deal with facts, you know. So, but I don't hate on nothing. You know, whatever vehicle you use to become a better you, use it. You know, don't weaponize it, but use it. So a lot of the symbolism were taken. A lot of the information was taken, and this is. I'm just being honest. The reason they make it scary for you, so you don't use it, so you don't recognize and utilize it, but they still use it. They tell you it's bad, but they use it. You know, the all-seeing eye is simple representation of our third eye, our pineal gland, and the enlightenment. That's what the all-seeing eye is. Think of it like this, right? When you talk about the third eye, this is the eye that sees the unseen. So even if you look and say the all-seeing eye, is to see the things that can't be seen. That's your intuition. That's the level you have to get to reach discernment. Look up the term intuition and look up the term discernment. They are not the same thing. Intuition is an internal feeling that you don't use rationalization with. You don't think, you just feel it and you run with it. Discernment is when you connect it to the thought with the feeling, the internal. People say I have discernment, but they don't believe in the all-seeing eye. I have discernment. Some people, things are so cliche now. People want to have things that they don't. It takes work to gain discernment. Can people be born with it? Yes. But anything you're born with that you do not nurture, you will lose. And if you don't understand it, how can you nurture it? 755 in the building. What up, though? 755 Murray. What up, though? Money is not wealth, nor should it be known as such. Love to the word. Can you see me now? Yeah, I can definitely see. Yeah, American is a Christian nation. You can't have school tomorrow. That's what's up. What up, though? 755, my sister's in the building. Commander, what up, though? The general is in the building. The minister of defense. What up, 9? I apologize if I missed anybody. 6-9 in the building. Hey, shoot in the building. What up, my sisters? I appreciate y'all. But yeah, so if you look up discernment and intuition, discernment, I'm not saying people can't be born with it. you know. But what I'm telling you is everybody ain't got it. This ain't something that was gifted to everyone. It's something that you can unlock, but you have to be able to look and perceive things for yourself. You have to go through that process of opening your third eye. And it's not metaphysical. This is something that when you do it, you will feel it. You will know it. You will totally look at the world different. I promise you that, because for a long time I thought I had my third eye open until that MF opened. No, it ain't nothing. Like, you can act, you can have a little essence of it, but when it opened, you can't go back. You will not look at things the same. You will understand the divine oneness. You will understand the things. You will not look for nothing outside yourself. You'll understand it's all internal. And that's a trick too. That's what belief do. Belief will have you thinking all this stuff is outside of you, and you'll go looking for it and you'll never find it. Like, I don't tell people I don't believe in God. I know God. That's the difference. I know God. I don't think it's somebody sitting up on. No, it's an internal spark in me. I can feel it. I understand. I understand it. Before, I believe because that's what I was told. But when I started looking for myself in the Bible, it gives you so many clues. You just have to see it for what it is. You know, don't listen to no preacher. Don't listen to your mom, your dad. Go research for yourself. Understand what those words mean, because it's written in parables and allegories for a reason. You know, it's written in parables and allegories. And I tell people, when you begin to read that for yourself, you'll understand. And not only read that, but research it. Because everybody ain't supposed to be preaching the Bible. It's only a certain group of people, the Levites. Those are the only, from the biblical standpoint, them the only people ordained to teach the word of God is the Levites. So, I mean, even from that standpoint, and they say, well, Jesus came down and changed all this. Y'all better look at that whole understanding. That's cool, Jack. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button for me, though, Jack. Make sure you hit that like button. If y'all ain't hit that button for me, please make sure to hit that button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Because what I do, just the information, is work, you know, and it's time, it's effort, it's energy. And, you know, donations is nice. That helped the channel grow. That helped me, give me the opportunity to get more into the information and bring it to you. You know, that helps too. But the likes, the shares, atmospheres in here. What up, though, bro? Appreciate you. You know, the like and shares, the comments, all that helps. Everything helps, man. It helps keep me going. So I appreciate all that. You know, the more you help me, the more I can, you know, keep doing this, and hopefully it's helping you. But for everyone who missed it, we're talking about abductive reasoning, inductive reasoning, and deductive reasoning. And my argument is that most people are stuck in a abductive state. You know, most of the things they perceive is from abductive reasoning. You know, most people don't research. Most people don't investigate. They don't look to see if. Most people don't look to see if the information is good. All right, if the information, it just sounds good and it feels good, it makes sense. You know, anybody with a slick tongue can make anything make sense. That's just the reality. You know, so until you look up things for yourself, you just don't know. What I say, I always encourage people. That's why I give you the sauce so you can go look it up for yourself. Yeah, stay in school. I don't know how young you are, but yeah, stay in school. Get education. Learn. You know, learn the method of learning. But just don't learn in school. Learn when you go home too. Come to pages like this so you can learn even more. You know, but abductive reasoning. This is why, like, for me, it's so simple. Like, I'm giving you like what's in my brain, how I break things down. For me, this is why it's so simple to win debates or even arguments, whatever you want to call them, because most people don't know what they're talking about, and you can tell once you identify somebody coming from an abductive art. Well, they come and present an abductive argument, translation their beliefs, well, you just tear it up with information. That's like talking to somebody. There's a difference for talking to somebody who read the Bible and somebody who researched it. Right? If you read it, you know what's in there. But if you researched it, you know where it came from. Shout out to General Seti. He said something the other night, right? He was saying that in the Bible, there is a passage in there, I believe it's Isaiah, what is it, Isaiah 9 and 25, when it said, Egypt is my people. Actually, I was going to do this show yesterday, so let me pull that up. I was going to do the show yesterday, but that fight happened, so I had to talk about that. But he was talking about how, you know, people from the Christian faith tell you Egypt is bad, but it's chapters in the Bible, it's things in the Bible like Moses came up in Egypt, learned everything he knew in Egypt. Jesus was, as a child, sent to Egypt, and Egypt protected him until he got older. So scriptures in the Bible that states otherwise, that Egypt was not bad. And this scripture in particular is kind of dope, because when I seen it, I understood it. 1925. But you want to go to Isaiah 19:23 and read, because you know I'm not gonna be, you know, a lot of preachers just use the scripture or passage of the Bible to prove their point, but they don't read what happened before or after. So if you actually go to Isaiah 23, it'll tell you what was happening. It says, in this day shall there be a highway out of Egypt to Assyria, and Assyrians shall come into Egypt, and the Egyptian into Assyria, and the Egyptians shall serve with the Assyrians. That's 23. Now you get to 24. In this day shall Israel be the third with Egypt and with Assyria, even a blessing into the midst of the land. Right? So they telling you, in this scripture, is telling you that these three people, these three groups of people are blessed by God. And when you get to my favorite part, it says, whom the Lord of hosts shall bless, saying, blessed be Egypt, my people, and the Assyrians, work of my hand, and Israel, mine inheritance. Right? So what's the significance between the Assyrians, the Egypts, and the Israelites? Well, when you listen to say, Les, what up, brother? I ain't seen you in a minute. What up, brother? Appreciate you, Les. So when you read these when you look at these three people, these are all descendants from Ham. So you know, Ham was, by the description of Ham, he was a melanated brother. Egypt, Assyria. Now, when they say Israel, they, in my opinion, when you look at the Hebrew, it don't say nothing about Israel. The translation don't even translate to Israel. They're talking about the Canaanites, because the Canaanites was descendants from Ham, and the land they was promised was Israel. That was the land. It wasn't the people. So when they say Israel, and here they're talking about the Canaanites, all those are descendants from Ham. Ham was melanated. So these was the three brothers of Ham. I mean, the three sons of Ham. So when you saying Jewish, when you saying Israel, those were Canaanites, the original people. I'm not talking about, because at one point in time, like even the word Egypt, Kemet, means land of the black. They wasn't talking about no land. They was talking about the people within the land of the black. But they try to keep you out of Egypt. They try to keep you out of Iraq. They try to keep you out of Samaria. Why? Because you will see yourself in there. You will realize that these civilizations were ran by melanated people. You will see that. And when you see it, you have a connection. You have an internal connection. All these stories are in your DNA. That's why you feel drawn to them. That's why you feel drawn to the Bible. That's why you feel drawn to Egypt. That's why a lot of us feel drawn to the universe in general. Because we was here. It's literally in our DNA, the information. That's all DNA is memory. And using deductive reasoning, analyze what I'm saying. What is DNA? The DNA of an apple seed does what? It produces an apple tree. How does it produce an apple tree? Because it remembers what to grow into. Your DNA, you got some from your mother, some from your father. It's a combination of two things, but that's what you grow into. That's why you have features, you have attributes, you have ways like your mother or your father. You have looks like your mother or your father. That's the genetic memory. It's growing. You might look like your grandpa. You might look like a great auntie or something. That's in your DNA. Memory. That's all DNA is memory. All four corners of the earth was melanated. It was melanated. But a lot of this stuff they get you to run away from, they get you to deem it evil, they pervert it and call it satanic. Like the 5-star pentagram, the 5-star the 5-point cross. You know, they say that's Baphomet, earth, wind, water. It's the elements and soul. That's all it is. It's nothing demonic or nothing like that. It's just representing nature. And you in nature, it shows how everything is connected. That's what it is. But they tell you it's perverted, so you won't use it. People don't look into nature. Nature is natural. Bark like a dog, walk like a dog, but swim like a duck. Exactly. Exactly. But nature is natural. We can look into nature and see how things, because the creator made all things in perfect design. Right? All things were made in a perfect design. We have free will. We have the ability to understand good and evil. I use the term understand, right? Because what's good to me might be evil to you, and what's evil to you might be good for me. Is there concepts or ideas across the board that can be deemed good or evil? Yes, there are. But even those have circumstances. We can agree that, you know, often somebody is not a good thing, but what if you have to do it to preserve someone else's life, an innocent life? Is it good now? Is it justifiable now? Is it if you got one person just with the motivation to just take people out, is it wrong to take that person out to prevent other lives from losing other lives? It's the same thing, but is it okay to off one to save hundreds, to save millions? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because at the end of the day, when you take a life, it's still taking a life. Don't matter. It's about perception. This is why they desensitize you. They make you think things are bad. Like with melanated people, they try to make you think we savages. You get a European person and they say, to justify the abuse, they say, oh, that person is trash, it's not worthy. You take a Middle Eastern person, oh, that person is a terrorist. You take a Mexican person, they say, oh, that person is they thugs, you know, they are people, they do all they sell drugs, they do all, so it's justifiable to treat them like that. They desensitize you. A life is a life. One divineness. All life is precious. So you can't, they put people in boxes and categories. All melanated people ain't the same. All Mexican people ain't the same. It's good and it's bad. It don't matter what shape, color. We can sit up here and say, well, even this, when you look through history, who did the most damage? Okay, but that's not every individual. And to do that is to put you in a state of mind. You conditioning yourself to judge people. I tell people, I don't judge. I don't. I look at an individual as an individual, no matter where they came from. I don't really care what you did in your past. Are you doing it now? Did you learn from it? If I'm judging, it's people today. Me, myself. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I wasn't a good person. 15, 20 years ago, I wasn't a good person, man. I wasn't who I am now. So if you look at my past, I did some stuff. But I ain't did it in about 15, 20 years. About 15 years, I ain't did none of that stuff. I learned from it. I experienced it. And I learned from it. That's what life does. It gives us situations, circumstances to learn from. All the stuff I did, all the stuff I've been through, I had to go through it to become what I am now. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be what I am now. I wouldn't. If I didn't lose my sight, I wouldn't be what I am now. I ain't mad at none of that stuff. It is what it is. I learned from everything. I gained from it. Even the hardest lessons in my life, I gained the most information. I gained the most understanding from it. I did. I gained from it. So if somebody try to come and shame me or judge me from my past, that's their opinion. But the public opinion can matter. It can. People can say, okay, well, you did this, so it's in you. You're capable of this, or whatever they want to say, and it's true. It's in me. Don't bring it out. Let it stay dormant. It's so crazy to me. Truth can only be Frankie in the building. Frankie Blanco, what up, though? Appreciate you, brother. This is the reality. We all have past. And if you judge a man in present time from their past, then you overlooking what they're doing now. You're overlooking what they're doing now. Malcolm was a gangster. He sold drugs, but look what he did with his life. You don't give the opportunity for people to experience life, learn from it, and adjust. Brother Gary would say improve. You don't give people the opportunity to improve because you want to judge them on what they did yesterday and not looking at what they're doing today. We all make mistakes, but we so quick to point at other people and look at their shortcomings. When you do that, you're neglecting yourself, and you open yourself up to be judged too. People go judge me regardless, but if I go around trying to play like the moral police or trying to hold people accountable, people have a field day. Like when Jesus said, those without sin cast the first stone. Can nobody throw nothing? Because they knew they was messed up. Same concept. That's why I don't judge. That's what that scripture did for me. I'm like, hold on, man. How can I throw stones at people when they wrong when I've been wrong before? So I understand. And I understand how it feels when you change and people won't accept the change. I know how that feels. So that's another reason I don't do it. I know how I feel to be prejudged. I know how I feel when people produce prejudice against me. So I don't do it to other people. I know how all that feels. A lot of times you have to self-reflect. You have to look at yourself, right? If you do things to other people that was done to you that hurt you, how are you any better than what the people did to you? How are you better than them when you're doing the same thing? A lot of times people abusing you, you will become the abuser. This is where they get the phrase hurt people hurt people. That's why I don't judge a man, no matter where they at. I just understand if I can interact with them or if I can't. If I can't, then I'm not going to disturb them. That's their peace. That's their harmony. Like I said, I can't wake nobody up. I'm here to unplug. If people don't want to be unplugged, I can't help a sheep. I let sheep stay asleep. But if people want to unplug, if people want to think for themselves, if people, like even what we perceive as success, somebody said that, I believe it was it Murray? Somebody said something up here, just like they said Nimrod is goofy, but he is in reality different. Exactly. Hold on, my bad. I'm going through the chat. Israel, Assyria, Egypt is the trinity of lands. See, but then when you read it in Hebrew, it's a little different. Joseph was an Egyptian king's wise man, and then Hagar, was an Egyptian. The mother of Ishmael, she was Egyptian. Man, where's that comment at? I forgot who made it, but I just read it too. Oh man, I really want to. My third eye open. That's what upset. You know what I can tell by your judgment, like the way you see things. I ain't gonna say judgment. Yeah, that guy atmosphere got that. Egypt took Israel in. Facts. Man, where is that comment? I forgot who made it. I think it was it Murray? I think it was Murray who made it. Okay, yeah. Now check this out. When Murray said money is not wealth, nor should it be known as such. Money is not wealth. When we think of wealth, we think of money, right? When you think of success, who determined your image of success? Was that given to you? You think success is having the luxury cars, the big bank account, the big houses? Is that success to you? So even when I speak about, different things, people say, well, where are you at in life? I'm successful. And I claim that because I am. I may not have a big house. I don't have the luxury cars. I got a beautiful wife and I got beautiful kids. My success looks different from everyone else's. I wasn't raised in a 2-parent home. I wasn't raised with a family. Not until I was 9. And then my stepdad wasn't the correct father figure, the ideal father figure. My mother was basically a single mother with a husband. My dad and mom didn't get back together till I was in my 20s. I think I was 20, 21. That's when they got back together. So I wasn't raised with my mother and father. So success for me was creating life and nurturing it, giving it a better opportunity than what I had. It's not money. It's not big car. I don't desire those things. So when people look at me, oh, you're not successful. Well, my family, I got a family. I got a house. We got a dog. I got a freaking swing set in my backyard that I put together. I'm happy. I created joy from inside. I'm at peace. I can live my life. I never wanted to be famous. I don't want to be famous. That stuff is not successful to me. That's not success for me. That's why I say Poker is in the building. What up, Poker? Poker, man, what up, though, bro? But success for me looks different from everybody else. And that's okay. Some people want the cars, the house, and if that's success for them, that's fine. That's for them. But when people try to compare me to them, there's no comparison. What I have is internal. What I have, people try to get money to buy it, and they can't. Peace of mind, peace of heart. I got all that. Even through all my trials and tribulations, I find ways to smile. And it's not even finding ways. I have reasons to smile. I have reasons to be grateful. People went through less than what I'm going through now. And they have more of the materialism. All that stuff come and go. What I have is internal. It ain't going nowhere unless I choose not to have it. People try to get the wealth to obtain what I have. But when you get that and then you start using that money to buy the thing, it's not natural. So when the money gone, guess what? The people go, the love go away. I can be dead broke and my wife go still love me. My wife still go adore me. I don't have to worry about if my wife is doing this, if my wife is doing that. I don't have to worry about that. I don't go checking my wife's phone. I don't have to look at my kids and wonder if they mine or not. I don't worry about none of that stuff. But people who have more than me do. I don't have to ask my wife to submit. She did it and I never asked her to. It's men to try to beat that into women to submit. Manipulate women to submit. I don't have to do none of that. So success for me is a little different. And I'm just trying to share how I got to my success. You know, I can't tell you what to do or how to do it. Only thing I can do is give you the tools I use. And that's what we've been doing here. That's what I'm going to continue doing. Like even these concepts. Because the money will always work for you. Hey, until you ain't got it. And then it can't work for you, but you're right. The money will always work for you. You know, you can buy people. Wealth is in the eye of the beholder. Manifestation should not be wasted on money. It is too precious. I manifest authentic experiences. Wealth is knowledge of silence and when to utilize it. Man, y'all dropping sauce in the chat, man. This is why I enjoy these conversations, right? It's because it's so many different perspectives. It ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. These people are sharing what their perspective is. And you'll get in environments where people want to be right all the time. Well, guess what? Life is not a one size fit all. It's not. And once you look at it that way, then you put yourself in a box. Because if it's not that way, the way you look at it, you're going to be uncomfortable. So anybody saying anything against it, you're going to be in defense. And you ain't going to learn. You ain't going to be able to learn from other people. If you're constantly defending your point, you can't hear other people's point. You are not listening to other people's point. You're only hearing something to be defensive of. That's the difference between hearing and listening. Most people hear. That's why they take offense to somebody else's experience. If I say I don't believe in God, how is that offensive to you? If I say I don't believe in your religion, how is that offensive to you? A lot of times people don't listen. For months, I've been explaining to people, I don't believe in God, I know God. Oh, you don't believe. And I'm like, do you not hear what I'm saying? There's levels to everything. There's levels. I try not to believe in anything. Belief is like a stepping stone for me. I only do it until I know. And I only use that to explain the process because I don't believe in anything. I don't even really use belief, but the concept of belief is understandable to people. If I tell you, I go get the information. If I tell you I don't use belief, because most common people have to believe in things. This is how you were indoctrinated. This is how you were trained to believe. And that you can observe in real time. Think about your life. Anything that people couldn't explain, it told you to believe. And if you do it in one area, it begins to translate to other areas. And then people get content on just belief. Never truly investigate. Never ask the right questions. Why? Why do people have people lying to their kids about Santa Claus? Why is that so important? Oh, it's to give the kids something to believe in, something to hold on to. That don't make sense. Why would you lie to your kids? When your kids find out there ain't no Santa Claus, they go realize the first person to lie to them was their damn parents. I don't care what excuse or justification you make, it's a lie. No matter how you want a candy, it's a lie. Well, we want the kids to have fun, use their imagination. There's other ways to do so. You don't have to lie. Kids already have an imagination. It's for a reason. I can sit up here and tell you the reason, but you probably won't believe me. So you have to look at it for yourself, man. You have to look at it for yourself. There's no point in lying to your children. A lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff is done by design. It's done by design. You know, you want to talk about conspiracies and all that. It's not a conspiracy. They have you, even when you research for yourself, you know, one day I'm going to do it on Rumble. But look at the creation of the education system. And then see if you want to still put your kids in school. It's right there in your face. The only thing you got to do is research it. All the major players are right there. You look for yourself, research yourself. Why was the education system created? What happened? What did they do? The time period. Look at what's happening in that time period. There's a reason why if your kids skip school, the parents get punished. All this stuff is in place for a reason, man. The belief becomes knowing. But see, Gary, this is what I'm saying. People will go outside themselves, right? They'll have an experience and give it to some power outside themselves, saying, oh, well, God did this. God did this for me. When it was you, the inner God within you, motivated you, propelled you, gave you the will and the confidence to go forward, to try things that would gave you what you have. Nothing outside of you did that. It came from the inside. The will comes from internal. That's internal. Will is internal. The will to fight, the will to try, the will to strive, the will to survive. All that's internal. If it ain't in you, ain't nothing outside of you go put it in you. It's not. That's all developed from within. And once you realize it's within, it never leaves you. That's why they say God is always on your side, is always walking beside you, because it's internal. You're never alone because the creator is within you. So how can you possibly be alone? That spark, that breath. Every civilization have a higher entity putting something inside humans to animate it. In Christianity and Judaism, they blew life into it. In Mesopotamia, Egypt, they put an acorn and animated them. The seed, the soul, the spirit. It was all put in us. That connection with the divine being is within us. We keep going outside thinking we have to worship and beg when everything was already given and promised to us. It's us who have to pull it out. That's just what it is. If you read the scripture and all that, everything comes from within. Even when you pray, why do you think you sit in silence and talk to yourself? Why do you think you sit in silence and talk to yourself when you pray? You're talking to the internal being. They just telling you praying to something outside yourself. But that's not what you're doing. Think about what you're doing. Even if you speak your prayer out loud, who are you talking to? Meditation. Santa is a primer. Facts. That's what I miss less. Santa is a primer, bro. That whole Santa Claus thing is getting you ready for when you're an adult to believe in the superstitions. Very superstitious. Yeah, Santa is a primer. Get them young so when they get older, we can give them this one. We can give them this one. Because of education, that's why I say your conscience is your first preacher. Seed, yeah. You are the storehouse. Tell it word. To know God is knowledge, and so say it right there in all Bibles. Exactly. Knowledge of self. You have to go within. Anything outside yourself, in my opinion, you giving you didn't gave your power away. You didn't gave your power away. And you do it willingly. You have to willingly do that. They can't force you to do that. They tried. Didn't work. So they had to find a way to make you willingly do it. So they took God outside you, put it in the sky. Now you looking up, waiting for something to come down instead of looking inside and bringing it out. You give up power. People don't know how powerful they are because they give it up willingly, seeking things outside themselves. But when you look inside, that's where you get that will, the determination, that drive. That's when you get it. It don't come from outside you. It don't. Even if somebody's saying something nice about you, saying good things about you, if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't know it within yourself, it don't mean nothing. They just saying nice thing. They just saying nice thing. If it ain't in you, it's not in you. And a lot of people has been taken out of you. And that's why people go around seeking it, going crazy trying to find it. Going crazy. Warring with your own brothers and sisters because of a belief. Something you can't even prove. You willing to go to war for it. You can't even prove it. Can't be proven. And you're willing to go to war for it. But what you can prove is this person right here next to you. Can't prove that. What I can prove is my ancestors. I know who came before me. I can prove them. Always, always, always unplug yourself and think for yourself. Think for yourself. Make sure your thoughts are yours. How do you do that? By analyzing them, asking why. I done gave you that. Ask why. D Shep, what up, brother? Appreciate you. Stevie told us a long time ago. It's better to know. That's what he was saying in that song. It's better to know. You step on a crack, you break your mama's back. Man, you know how many cracks I used to try to avoid? I did not want to break my mama's back. Now look at the stuff. I gave power to that. You give power to other people. You manifest for other people. You do. You will manifest for other people. You will use the creativeness, the power that the creator gave you. You will use it for other people, and a lot of times it becomes a detriment to you. You creating other people's reality becomes a detriment to you, and you wonder why people got what they got and why you got what you got. Because you're giving them your energy, but you ain't getting none back. You ain't getting nothing back. I've seen so many people give energy to things that don't give energy back to them, and I learned from their mistakes. That's why I don't do it. Even doing this YouTube, right? There's a lot. I had to cut back. I'm just being honest because there's a lot of time and energy that I put into this. A lot of effort. Like when I was making shows like that Karma show, I felt some type of way because I hear people using this term all the time, and I have knowledge of it, so I tried to share it. That Karma show did not do good. I'm like, people, ignorance is bliss. People are okay using things that they don't know. They don't understand. Like when people use ego, most people don't know what an ego is. They don't know that the ego has three parts. So they say, oh, the person is in their ego, and they say that in a bad way. Like, no, you are the ego. It's three parts of it. The ego is just a description, but you are the conscious self is the ego. So if you want to say the idea is expressed through the ego, that's correct. But now you understand where the person is functioning from. If you want to say the superego is present in the ego, now you understand where it's functioning from. But to say a person is in their ego and it's a bad thing, that's incorrect. It's incorrect. But people cool with it. They like to run with it. So it's like, it's fine. What's the purpose of me even doing this? Because people who took psychology classes know exactly what I'm talking about. But they had to go to school for it. I'm trying to get in for it. Ain't nobody over here really explaining this stuff like this. But it's the distractions to get the numbers. It's the distractions to get the support. It's the ignorance. I come on here banging against people. Oh, my numbers will grow. Because that's what people want. People want a show. And that's fine. We got people who entertain. Anti, she does skits on her channel. BDB play games. He do game nights. He got the Battle of the Beats. We entertain too. Over here we got Petty Vision. We go over there, we have fun. And it's clean and wholesome. We ain't tearing nobody down. We ain't beating nobody up. That kind of entertainment don't get the support though. It's the gladiator. People say they have morals and values, but then they entertain the BS. That's them. Even when I have my situations over here, even when the trolls come over here, man, I still have a level of dignity for myself. So you ain't gonna hear me saying all this stuff because I got real life people who watch my show, friends and family. I have dignity, I have morals, I have values. That stuff is overlooked nowadays. Who the biggest, who the baddest, who can do the most damage. That's what people want to be entertained. Modern day gladiators. That's what this app has become a lot. Ignorance is ignoring knowledge. That right there. Les, we missed you, brother. We missed you. But that's what entertainment is now. That's what people like. That's what people want. They want the blood sport, the gladiatorship, and that's fine. But that's over there. It's just sad because those are the same people when the spotlight is put on them, then they talking about morals and values and why can't we get along? But you indulge into the BS. It's just your turn. That's just how it works. That's the law of rhythm. Equated with law of cause and effect. That's what that is. That's just what it is. It's your turn now. So you just got to take it. But yeah, channels like this, it be that bull that get views because people feel better tearing other people down to escape bullshit in their own life. And that's fact, man. That's fact right there. Yep, that's fact. It make what they going through look lesser. But then when they click this off, guess what? You still got your problem. You still got your problem. You still got your issues. Why? Just because you pointed your finger at somebody else, the spotlight is only there for a minute. Because when you turn this app off, you still got to deal with your reality. It's like a drug. right? People like to see the chaos in other people's lives to make the chaos in their lives seem smaller, but that's not reality. You know, it's an escape. People do drugs to escape what they're currently going through, but when they come down, they still got to face reality. And what do? They go get high again. It's temporary fix. Temporary fix. So until you go inside and start working things out, you go always seek something outside of yourself that you can look at that make your stuff seem lesser, but it's not. That's just someone else's reality. You still got your own to deal with. And until you deal with it, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. You can suppress it, you can hide it, you can do all that, but until you deal with it, it ain't going nowhere. You just go carry it with you. People feel good when they talk or say negative things about other people. I don't. That never made me feel good. I don't care who was even in school when we roasting people, and I get them. You know, I'm really good at roasting. I'm really good. As you can see, I roast myself all the time, but I'm really good at it. But I don't do it to out of malice, right? And when I'm upset and mad, I try not to speak negative, period, because I know I got a sharp tongue. Because when I was younger, in the lunchroom roasting people, the dude started crying and everybody laughing at him. I felt horrible. I felt horrible. I don't, I can only speak for myself. When I do something bad to people or something negative to people, I don't feel good about it. It don't make me feel like a bigger man. It's been times where people was talking crap. We talking crap to each other and we fight in one hit and I see a person curl up and they don't want to fight no more. And people egging me on, get him. And I'm like, no, man. What am I gonna fight somebody who don't want to fight for? I'm just supposed to beat this person? That day is not fair. What Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get hit. I hit a couple people and they curled up and didn't want to fight no more. I didn't continue hitting them. One time I paid for it. I took a brick in the head. It wasn't by him though. It was by his brother. I hit this dude so hard. I knocked him. Well, he wasn't knocked out. I hit him and he refused to get up. And I'm standing over and telling him to get up. He wouldn't get up. And as I turned and walked, bam, got smacked with a brick. He got me good. And then I was knocked out. And they left me. My boys, everybody left me in the field. I don't know how long I was out, but I remember waking up like, what the hell happened? And my face was bleeding. I still got the little, I was messed up. I had to go to the hospital and everything. But cracked me in the head. And all the people who was cheering me on, telling me to continue to hit them, guess what? They wasn't there when I woke up. I don't even know if they tried to wake me up. No one tried to take me home, get me home. No one went and got my parents, nothing. But these was the people hyping me up, telling me to do all this stuff, supposedly my friends. But when I got knocked out, when I got hit, nobody had my back. They was there for the show. And that's how most of these people on this app is. They're here for a show. They don't really care about you. Most people on here, they watch these content creators, they watching them for the crash out. For the crash and burn. That's what they watching. And I understand it because a lot of people haven't had the attention that they can get on social media now. They didn't have this attention before, so they showing their derriere. And people there for the shits. They there for the show. They dare to watch people crash out. And just like D Ship said, you know, they there for the show. Because them watching somebody else crash and burn makes their crash and burn more insignificant to them for some reason. I think that's weird, but that's just what it is. So recognize it, understand it, and don't fall into that cycle or that trap. Anybody who care about you, friends don't let friends crash out. That's just what it is. If I see my people going down, I'm gonna try to be like, hey man, chill out. I'm gonna try to say something. I'm gonna try to help them. If it worked, it worked. If it don't, then I did what I was supposed to do. I tried. That's all you can do. Just try. There's been a couple people on here. I'm like, hey man, it ain't worth it. There's been people on here who told me, because it's easy to say this until you're going through it. Until somebody tries to defile your character, to tear you down for no reason. It's easy to say, well, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't do that. But when you're in the midst of it, then you can talk about it. That's why I don't go around judging people. It's easy to say what someone should do if you're not in their situation. Looking on the outside, not looking in. And shout out to all the people who reeled me back, because I was going through a situation. And when I explained it, they understood. It's not just what's happening on YouTube. I got a business, and a lot of people on here, they rock with me. I done got a couple clients from YouTube. But I'm using this as a vehicle, as a branding point. I can point people to this. Like, hey man, look, I'm a real person. That's why I don't come on here. I don't come on here candy coating. I don't come on here trying to act like something I'm not. What y'all get from me is me. Y'all get a little more because we on the internet. In person, I'm just being real. In person, I probably wouldn't talk to a lot of people, because I don't talk to a lot of people. I really don't. I have to know you. You have to have a conversation. It has to stimulate my mind, or I just won't care. That's just how I am. So on here is different. I can hit the live and talk my talk. I can say what I want. I can talk about what I want. So it's different. So the people who come in here generally relate to what I'm saying. So I can have conversations, but just the average people going on the street talking, no, I don't do it. I don't have a circle of friends. I have a dot. I have a dot. A lot of my friends that I do have don't even live in the same state as me. They don't even live in the same state. So I have a dot. I don't hang out with many people. I hang out with mainly my family. Have somebody tell me that's unhealthy. No, it's not. How is it unhealthy? Oh, because you need to get out and make friends. I don't need to make nothing. That's how I'm an introvert. I'm a lone wolf. I have a Sigma personality type. That's the closest thing I can equate, because I'm not an alpha at all. I don't care to be in charge of nothing or to be the top dog. I don't care, because I create my own lane. I do things my way. I don't fall into the social hierarchy. I don't even care about it. I understand there's rules and laws and regulation. And as long as I'm participating in this, then I have to follow them. I understand that. But I still do stuff my own way within that. I don't go out my way to hurt nobody or harm nobody. I don't need people to follow me. I don't need to be in a group. I can do it by myself. I understand the benefits of all of it. There are benefits of working with people. And to get anything done on a mass level, you have to work with people. I'm fine. I always work good in groups. As long as people allow me to be me, I'm fine. But the minute people tell me to conform into something, I can't do it. I'm straight. I walk away. I done walked away from good paying jobs because they wanted me to do this or be like this, and I'm straight. Have a nice day. Never thought twice about it. If I can't be me in a space, then it's not, that space is not for me. I always felt like that. When I was younger, I never felt alone, or I never felt like I felt weird, right? So I tried to do things that everyone else did, what was sociably, but I never felt right doing it. So then I said, fuck it. I'm not, it don't feel good. It's like I'm fighting against myself, even when I was young. I'm in the hood. They didn't like heavy metal and rock music and classical music. I had 2 15s and a 10 in my trunk, and I was banging heavy metal. I was banging classical music. I was banging rock and roll. They was like, "Oh, you a white boy. I don't care what you call me. This is the music that I enjoy." Just because you don't enjoy it, don't mean. I mean, that don't mean nothing to me. I was never embarrassed about playing no Jimi Hendrix, about playing no Chopin. I wasn't never embarrassed about playing no Black Sabbath. I used to listen to Pearl Jam. I like I like a lot of I like a lot of rock music. You know, I just like it. It resonates with me. But I'm in the middle. I'm on the east side of Detroit. There ain't no black people listening to rock. They like, oh, he weird. Okay, I'll be weird then. But guess what? They start liking it. I'm a Johnny Cash fan. I love Johnny Cash. I'm supposed to be ashamed of that? No, I make good music. Now that I'm married to my wife, I listen to a lot of Middle Eastern music. I'm supposed to be ashamed of that because I enjoy certain things that might not fit into the box of what I'm supposed to be. Nah, I'm just me. I tried my best. Um, Even this whole, black community thing, right? I tried my best to um understand it. I tried my best to participate in it, but it's just not me, man. I don't like I know people who say black power, and that doesn't mean they hate anybody else. But the majority of people who say it, this is just my observation. I could be wrong. Let me state that first. But the majority of people said they have a hatred of other people. I can't hate other people. My family, I have so many different races of people in my family. I don't have hate in my heart. I don't. So no, I can't hate nobody else, but I can want more for the people that look like me because that's a reflection of me. But that does not mean I hate anybody else. That don't mean that. But I've been put in. People say I can't speak for black people. That's fine. People say I can't speak for melanated people. That's fine because my wife is not melanated. That means I don't have black love. That's your opinion. But you can't prove that as a fact. You can't. You have nothing on record with me saying anything negative about my skin tone. I'm still black. My mother is black. My sisters, my father, everyone in my. I have black people in my family, but guess what? I got other people too. I got Middle Eastern now. My kids, they have Middle Eastern. I'm supposed to hate the Middle East. What they do to me? I got white people in my family. I'm supposed to hate white people. What they do to me? A lot of the opportunities that I received in life, I can only speak for myself. A lot of the opportunities I received in life came from white people. I understand what my ancestors went through because my grandmother told me what she went through. I even seen my grandmother change her opinion about white people. I don't have hate in my heart. I do want to see people like me do better because they are a reflection of me. They are a representation of me. So to see them do better inspires me to do better. But people in general, I have an affinity for. I have love for everyone. I don't care if you good, you good. Good people come in all shapes, races, beliefs. Some of my good friends are Muslim. Some of my good friends are Muslim. I get a lot of Jewish friends. When I say I practice a lot of these religions, I done created a lot of bonds with a lot of different people from a lot of different spiritual practice. I got a good friend here, Buddhist. I talk to him probably 3 times a month. I don't have hatred in my heart. I can't be mad at people for what. If I look at my life, I done been shot and stabbed. Both of those were by black people, and they were by people super close to me. Super close. The pain I felt in life, the heart, even at jobs. Do you know the most? There wasn't the white people hating on me. It wasn't the white people trying to stop my growth in jobs. It was black people. This is why I tell from my experience, all black people ain't the same. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. From my personal experience, I hear other people say the same thing. Your enemy is not color. The enemy is the oppressor. The person or the people who are oppressing you, that's your enemy. And they can come in any different color, any different religion. That's my testimony. It might be different for other people. I know people who had black people who had horrible experience. Like I said, my grandmother, they had horrible experience. Some black people had horrible experience with Mexicans. I just haven't. I had some shoot at my car one time, but that's the only experience running that I had. I know people who had bad experience with Middle Eastern people. I know people who had bad experience with Italian people. I just haven't. So their stories are different from mine. So I listen, but I'm not going to just say all these people bad because they had a bad experience with them. I'm aware and I understand bad people come in all different races, shapes, and forms. Is the mass majority? I'm not even going to do that because that's what's done to me, right? That's what's done to me. So why would I do it to someone else? Why would I continue that cycle? Why would I teach that cycle to my youngin? I'm not going to do it. My experience too. Yeah, that's why I don't preach hate. You have no clue. Just tell Anti your handle. She'll set you up in a group so we can talk through IG. Yeah, you see that Anti D Shep got an Instagram. Hey, everybody go over there and harass D Shep on his Instagram. We go send him messages all night. All night we go send D Shep messages. We go keep. I'm just playing. Like that, man. Look, Shep, bro. You know I pick with you all the time, but uh, I enjoy it, man. I wouldn't pick with you if I didn't like you, bro. I enjoy our back and forth. It's like the little brother and big brother, man. I appreciate that, man. It's refreshing, man, when I can come on here and just um like let loose. You know, you I guess I don't know why, but you make me feel comfortable where I can just, be me. So I appreciate that, bro. That's rare, where I can just come out and rock out and have fun. I really appreciate you, bro. No matter what I say or anything, bro, I really appreciate you. And, I don't say nothing off the wall or nothing like that. But just to come on here and be able to, um, indulge in that brotherly energy, man, is refreshing. It's refreshing. I do it with my other brothers too, but me and D Shep be getting it in, man. It's like he keep me woke, I keep him woke. I appreciate that, brother. And they say you can't yeah, and that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. You should be able to come on here and rock out, man. That's what I call rocking out. Come on here and have fun with people. If I cross a boundary, please tell me, so I won't do it again. And anything I do is not out of malice. Even when I want to do things out of malice, I don't. I try not to. I try to articulate my thoughts and my emotions in a way where they can be comprehended about how I feel. And to just go off, I mean, for me, that's just not me. You get me to that point, it is not good. I mean, and then I'm like throwing everything away I work for. Then I'm throwing everything away I work for. I do take pride in how I present myself. I take pride in it, how I present myself, because I am legacy. And within my family, I am legacy. So is I'm carrying a name that means something to me. So um, so I do care how I present myself. I don't want to be out here presenting myself as anything other than what I am. You know. What separate races is our perception. That's what it is. Because once you understand one divine, no matter how a person look or um, you still connected regardless. You know, if you can mate with someone, then you're compatible. If you can mate with someone, you're compatible. They created race to create the whole ideology of race to separate people. That's why they did it. Because if you look, I mean, it's still the 1% controlling all of us. No matter what race you is, no matter what you believe in, it's still 1% control. And that 1%, they have different races. If you want to use that terminology, they have different races. It's not just white people in control of the world. You can believe that if you want. You better look at history. And if you look at history, you'll see all these people are pawns. All of them are pawns. We can pull up pictures where the Pope is on his knee kissing a black man's hand, kissing a black woman's hand. The Pope on one knee. They got pictures of Putin kissing the same. Who are these people? Let me shut up, man, because I'm not. Oh, man. The rabbit hole goes deep. Y'all better go. Hey, shout out to Papa Will. Go listen to Papa Will when he talking about, y'all might think Pop crazy, but Pop got a lot of information. When he over there talking about what did he call them? Oh man, what is the name? It's on the tip of my tongue. The Christo Christians. Y'all need to go look what Christo Christians are. Listen to Papa Will. He's spitting game over there. Look up the word Swarty and then look through history and see how they describe certain people like King James as a Swarty man. King James wasn't white. King James was Swarty. Go look at what the Moors did. Understand why they did it. Goose. Yeah, I don't know the word race to describe with facts. D-Shep taking y'all down that rabbit hole. D-Shep is taking you down that rabbit hole. Pope on the rope. D-Shep taking y'all down that rabbit hole. We the only country to describe people as white and black. If you go to another country and call yourself white, do you know them people will laugh at you? The only place where non-melanated people call themselves white is in America. Don't nobody identify with white. Nowhere else. Just here. And if you look up WHYTE, it means ghosts, unfortunate people. That was the first term you had for white. There's a reason they label white people in America white. It's a reason. It's a reason. It's a reason, I'm telling you. But as long as we stay separated, it's easy to conquer, divide and conquer. You know, as long as we stay separated as a people, through race, religion, all these other beliefs, you know, we will stay conquered. That's just what it is. We never come together and build nothing to benefit us all. That will never happen unless we find a way to embrace the individualities of each other. You know, we all built different, and it's for a reason. Some people can open doors for you that you can't, but for them to open that door, you have to develop a relationship with them. And when you do that, you'll understand it ain't no different because you're going to be able to open doors that they can't. So we need one another. That's just what it is. And until we realize that, then I mean, I don't know. People want to break off into groups and all that. That's fine with me. You know, I guess I did it right, creating a 9% solution seeker. I just want people who want to find solutions for things, people who are dedicated to being an example, working together, building together. What I envision is much bigger than social media, but it has to start somewhere. Everything has a beginning. And mine, the 9%'s beginning is here. That being said, I'm gonna change this up a little bit. What I'm doing over here, I'm gonna go more towards uploads over here. I am gonna go live a couple times a week, but I'm gonna be focused more on uploads. And the reason for that is because that translates to other platforms. Like what I make on here, I can post it on other platforms. And I'm trying to grow. You know, I had a lot of great support. I appreciate everybody supporting. We had 9 in the building. That 9 is divine, man. I'm telling y'all. People, I don't know if it's a misinterpretation or, they just hear what they want to hear, but I'm not about separation. I try to separate from the BS. Anything that's not productive, I don't really care. I don't look at people's race, religion, lifestyle. I judge a person by their deeds, and it's not even judgment. That's what I look at. What are you doing? Are you here to make things better, or are you a distraction? If you're here to make things better, then I'm ready to rock. Let's rock out. We can do that. We have common ground that we can build on. If we're trying to impact our society in a positive way, I'm good. I'm not with the separation, though. That's why you don't see me indulging in all that. I appreciate that, Les. Yeah, everything has a beginning. Everything started from something. And that's just through observation. Even your bloodline started somewhere. No, so that's what we gonna do. We gonna do a little bit more upload. I'm gonna get on Petty Vision more. Over there, I want to talk about, I want to talk about some man stuff. Wrestling, combat sports. Well, not really man stuff, but I'm gonna be talking about that stuff over on Petty Vision, and we gonna be petty over there. I get to talk about some the combat sports in a petty way, maybe some celebrity news. I don't know. We're gonna see when we get over there. But we're gonna have fun over there. We're gonna more rock out. But over here, because I'm about to screw up my whole channel. So if there's any shows that I'm about to erase almost everything. So make sure y'all catch up on a lot of that stuff, because a lot of it's gonna be gone soon. I'm up for I can try to get monetized again. So to do that, I gotta wipe everything. Well, wipe most of it. But a lot of the uploaded content is gonna be gone. A lot of the older lives is gonna be gone. I think I'm gonna keep the new stuff. I gotta keep at least 4,000 watch hours to get monetized. So I'm about to erase a lot of it. Young Riaz, what is this? Montana. So we're talking about unplugging. So we're talking about critical thinking. Do you know what abductive reasoning is, or inductive or deductive reasoning? That's what we're talking about, how to think for yourself. And I was just explaining that. I can run through it if you like, but I was actually about to end the show. But feel free to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, because I will be back with more. I am, before, I do want to talk about emotional addiction before I start doing the upload. So I might do that later on this week, like Wednesday or Thursday, because I got it all written up for a live. I can do it in the upload, but I think it'd be more productive doing it in a live. That way y'all can ask questions live instead of in the upload. But what I plan to do is to drop a couple uploads a week and then do a live and we can talk about them. You was ghost for 4 days? Hey, bro, I was ghost for a minute, man. I was ghost for a minute. I was still popping in and out. But yeah, I was ghost for a minute. Yeah, but Montana, we basically talk about self-development over here. Being a better us. Being a better version of yourself. That's my spiel. We have fun too. We rock out. I got another channel, Petty Vision. We about to get live over there. I gotta grow that channel. And I put some content on there, but I haven't really went hard. But I'm creating structure for it, so that should be fun. Yeah, you have to. I mean, for me, that's the foundation of becoming a better version of yourself is being able to think for yourself. And I just realized, like, even talking about comprehension, like I said, sometimes you got to break it down to its simplest form, and it's concepts. This is only one. I got like three more concepts to add to critical thinking. But when I tell you I use scientific methods on a way of thinking, this is what I'm talking about. Like having a conversation, I can tell when a person is coming from a belief standpoint, and then I know how to approach the conversation. Being able to be aware of comprehending what a person is saying. A lot of times that can, for me, what it does for me, understanding what a person is saying is to understand if I should or should not engage in conversation with them. There's some people you just not gonna be able to talk to, and you go waste your time trying to explain something when they're not listening. I don't I don't enjoy having conversations with people who don't listen because it's not a conversation. It becomes one-sided. It's their way. And if it's just your way and we can't have exchange and dialogue, then what's the purpose of me having a conversation? You had your way, then, fine, and go on about my business because it ain't gonna do nothing but turn into an argument. Now something small just created something big. So to me, it's a waste of my time. The older I get, the more precious my time becomes. That's just how I feel. So it's just some things I won't deal with that I probably would have indulged in when I was younger. But I'm too old for foolishness now. I'm just too old for it. I ain't got time for it. I got kids I got to deal with. So I mean, I'm straight. Adults have adult conversation. Kids have kid conversation. That's just what it is. That's not saying I'm better than nobody, but if you're doing better than somebody, how are you not better? It's not up to you. It's up to that person to elevate themselves. That's just how I look at life. And a lot of things, I may sound like an a-hole, but prove me wrong. People say ain't nobody better than nobody. That's not true. And that's why people don't strive and settle for mediocrity. It's because they think everybody, no, it's people levels above me that I'm still trying to reach. But they just only, it's not the fact that I feel they're a better person than me. They're doing better than me. They know more than me. And that tells me it's more to reach for. There's more levels I have to go. And if I just settle, oh, they ain't no better than me, then I will never reach those levels. I will never strive for that. To me, that's the cop out. It's just a cop out. If you want better, you got to do better. And that's how you get better, is by doing, not by getting a participation trophy. And that's what people settle for. They settle for mediocrity. And that's how they justify their conditions or situation. It's by settling. By saying things like, oh, everyone is the same. No one's better than anyone. Okay. There's a proven fact that they are. There are people. So to say no one is better than anyone, that's to say that a person abusing a kid is no better than a person, is no worse than a person that's not. That's not true. A person abusing a kid is a piece of shit. So yes, I'm better than that person. A person degrading women is a piece of shit. And yes, I'm better than that person. I'm better because I'm doing better. Yeah, I don't settle. What up, Diane? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And Shep, I can rock with that. I can rock with that. I can rock with that, Shep. You could say the circumstances or situations, but to even say that, you have to admit this, that people created that for themselves. Sometimes, or their family created it for them. And when I say better, no, it's just blanketed. It's better. Some things are better than others. And I'm not, look, I fall short of a lot of things. And I know it's people better than me. And that's what makes me do better, because I know it's other levels. If I accept that no one is better than me, that's a false sense of pride. That's just false. It's a fact that it's people taller than people. It's a fact that it's people fatter than people. It's people skinnier than people. They not the same. It's people who work harder than people. They not the same. We can say all people are created equal. We talking about the form of creation, right? We can say all people are created equal. I will rock with that. All people are created, but it's what the people do after the creation. What energy are you putting into yourself? What information, what knowledge, what are you doing to become the best version of yourself? A person doing things to become a better version of themselves, in my opinion, I will say opinion, is better than the person that's not. Now, would I say a person has more value? And then see, even that, some of the stuff I say, like I said, it's gonna sound assholish, but some people do have more value than other people. When you look at value, like you can get more out of some people than you can get out of others. So just looking at that, um, but I will say this: no one's life, and then I can't say that. It's hard. It's hard for me to denounce something that I can observe. Right? If I can see it, do some people life have more value than other people life? I believe all life is precious, right? I do. But if you're telling me somebody abusing kids, life is valuable, just as much as valuable as someone who's not, I can't agree with that. That I can't agree with. Someone who's intentionally hurting other people, they're not as valuable as people who not. People who doing things out of malice, I don't think they're valuable. But the essence of life is life. That's valuable. So I will, if we talk about the essence of life, no one is more valuable than another. I can agree to that. But when you say better, when you use that term better, I can't agree. Because if you're doing better, then you're just better. And I can understand a lot of people start off, some people get a good, start off. Some people get a good starting point. Some people don't. But even those who get, the advancement, they get surpassed by people who started from the bottom all the time. They get surpassed. There's people I know who had a silver spoon in their mouth when they was in high school, and I'm doing better than them now. So just because they started off with more than me, I have more than them now. And I'm not even a materialistic person, but it's just an observation. But because I live in the suburbs, do that mean I'm better than somebody to live in the hood? I don't believe that. That I don't believe. I don't. A lot of times when people perceive better, they look at materials. I don't, because materials, that can be given or it can be taken. When I say that, I'm talking about what a person's actions are. If I'm doing better things, if I'm doing more productive things, then I'm better than someone who's not. If I'm out here trying to help people and there's a person out here trying to tear down people, I'm better than them. I'm talking about from a character or moral standpoint. Some people gauge it different ways. Some people look at the materialistic thing and say, I'm better. And that's most common because a person has more money, because a person might look better. You know, some people gauge it from that standpoint, and I don't agree with that. But I think that's the most common perception. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like when we say one person is better than the other person, the most common thing we predicate that on is the materialism, right? From that standpoint, no, I don't believe that because all people don't desire the same thing. Everybody ain't trying to get rich. Everybody ain't trying to drive a Lamborghini. So just because you have the material thing, you can still be a piece of shit. Morally, what did you do to get it? Did you step on people's backs to get what you got? How are you better than the people that you had to stand on to get what you got? Because without you standing on them, you probably would have never got that. So from that aspect, I do rock with that. Popeye and Kentucky Kentucky chicken. Believe it's in turn skew who they really are. Yes, I will agree with that too, Ship. The indoctrination, and I don't judge people on that. Like when people come to me with beliefs, I don't judge them for not knowing what I know. I don't think I'm better than them because I know more than them. I don't look at people like that because it's people who know less than me that are more humble, more helpful. They just better people in general, and they believe they just better people. I know there are people. My brother Gary, right? Shout out to Gary. I'll tell anybody Gary is more compassionate. I feel from what I've seen so far, I think Gary's more patient than me. You know, when I see Gary, there's a couple people on here I rock with, and I learn from them. You know, they say they learn from me, and that's humbling because I'm learning from them too. Now, do I think I'm better than Gary? No. Do I think I'm better than Shep? No, I don't. Do I think I'm better than Big Mix? No. I don't go out looking to see if I'm better than anyone. I appreciate these brothers. I learn from these brothers. But then there's some people on here I just see doing fuck shit, and I know I'm better. That's why I don't deal with them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Look, you have to understand. I see good people who get messed over around bad people because they don't believe that they're better. They don't know that they're better morally. And you put yourself in a tough pickle dealing with people on a lower level than you are. Because to deal with someone on a lower level than you are, you have to go down. Now you're at their level. Now you're interacting with them in their playground. And you can get lost. You can have all the right intentions to do good, but playing in the devil's playground, it ain't nothing good there. It's just not. It's just not. There's a lot of people from the hood who I tried to educate, I tried to explain, show a different way. And if I'm not influencing them, I realize they was influencing me. I start backsliding, going back to my old ways, thinking like I used to. And I had to realize, like, hold on, man. I came down here to lift them up, but I'm down here and I'm doing what they doing. I'm doing what I used to do now. I was doing better. So I just took a backslide. I just took some steps backwards. Now I have to go back where I was going and try to advance. Now I got more work to do. I worked hard to get where I was at, but me reaching back trying to help, I hindered myself. I hurt myself because they were content where they were. You can't help nobody who ain't trying to be helped. You only go hurt yourself. This was my experience. When I realized, like, look, they comfortable and this is what they want. That's their life. I can't make nobody change. I can't want nobody to do better for themselves. If they don't want it, then they don't want it. I had to learn that when I was in the streets making money. Oh man, Diane, look, that right there, man. I was just telling my wife, right? I was just telling my wife, man, I had to sleep with that thing under the pillow from the age of 14 up until like 25. So I don't like being woke up. Like I react, right? And that's innate. That was something. If you never been in a house, sleep and the house got, you know, rat tat tatted, you won't even be able to comprehend. If you haven't been in a situation where it's just things flying past you, glass breaking, you watching walls disintegrate, you'll never understand. You see it on movies, but until you experience it yourself, you'll never understand. Why is a 14-year-old sleeping with a pistol under? Because you have to return. If you don't, then I don't know, man. It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. You know, people who haven't experienced, people, if you ain't been in the street, it's hard to comprehend why people do things, but it's out of survival. And like Diane said, couldn't sleep because it's not only your rivals, but it's the people right next to you trying to set you up. That was my experience. People right next to me. It's hard to sleep. Hard to sleep. But Diane, that's all facts, man. That's all facts. I can sleep peacefully at night. I be leaving my doors open sometimes. Like I went out to the truck and like, damn, the car door is open. All my stuff still in there. Woke up the other morning, the back door was unlocked. I couldn't do that where I used to stay at. People would walk up to your door just to see if it's open. Your car door. They walk past the car door and jiggle the handle. Oh, if it open, oh, they in. It was the environment I was in. Like I literally had to put on. Look, I didn't play with my life. I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, but I didn't play with my life. I see these young dudes playing in the street, and I'm thinking like they got shot 3 times in the chest, and I'm looking like why they wasn't wearing the vest. I'm thinking that in my head because anytime I went to the store, I put a vest on my chest because I knew I could get hit. I didn't think I was invincible. No, I knew what I was doing can possibly cost me my life. So I prepared for it. And I'm thinking like y'all running around here threatening people and stuff and y'all getting caught slipping. No, you playing with it. We didn't play in the streets. It's 2 things you don't play. You don't play boxing and you don't play in the street. And all these young people losing their life, they think it's a game, and it's not. They think it's a game. Like even the people on the internet, people be saying some of the craziest things to people, and I'd be like, you ain't never got hit in your mouth before, because you wouldn't be talking like that. Anybody who ever said something out the way and got hit in the mouth, they know not to do that. They know it's consequences and repercussions. It might not come today, but it's gonna come. That's what I hear people talking about. People dead folk. Like, nah, you don't do that. That can cost you your life. Where I come from, that'll cost you your life. So if the objective is to live, we do things that don't look. Life is already short as it is. I ain't about to do nothing to shorten it even more. You ain't gonna hear me coming on here talk about nobody deceased. I'm not. I'm not. I believe in the ancestors. I'm not even gonna say believe. I know the ancestors. I've been on the ancestral plane. I talk to my ancestors. And if we accept, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's how I had to live my life. I still live my life like that. Still live it. A lot of the things I learned in the street has helped me in other aspects of life. Because like here in America, right? The streets is probably the most, I don't want to say the lowest. I don't want to use that terminology, but the harshest way to learn life lessons is in the streets. You go learn everything in the streets, and it's just how you learn those lessons. You know, I hear people talking about backstabbing. Oh, yeah, it'll cost you your life in the streets. When somebody backstab you or backdoor you, that costs you your life. So you have to see the signs. So on here, oh, I see the signs, and I know how to maneuver around it. Like when I told y'all, on here is different, right? So how people go attack me on here, I can tell you, they go try to use my past against me. They go try to use my present. They go try to create false narratives. And all that is easy to defend. That's all easy. I've been defending my life. So you think this app go take me out? Nah. You think you can do something to me on this app that can break me? When I have been broken and put back together many times. When you have your stepfather put a knife in your chest and try to kill you, you think you can break me? When you have your blood brother point a gun at you and pull the trigger, you think you can break me? I done been through it. Closest people to me tried to kill me. So what can anybody else do? When they say no weapon formed against me shall prosper, that's because I'm already battle tested. Been through the fire. My armor is strong. You can't break me. I've been broken and put back together so many times. I'm rebuilt like the bionic man when it comes to my mental and my spiritual. My physical, I can be broken. Physically, yeah, you can break me. But I will heal. I got so many scars on me. I got scars. I heal. You know, physically I can heal. But mentally and spiritually, my armor is impenetrable. You can't do nothing. I'm not gonna doubt myself. I might doubt why I'm doing something. And when I say, well, I'm not gonna say why. I might doubt how I'm doing it. I'm not gonna doubt why. I will doubt how I proceed in doing things. I doubt that because that's still learning. I might not be doing things the right way. Even this whole YouTube thing, I don't know if I'm doing this the right way. That's why you see me. I change stuff up. I change it up. If it's not working, then let's try this. If it's not working, let's try that. But I'm still trying it. I'm still doing it. My why is not in question. This is the how. How am I doing it? Am I doing it the right way? Because I'm still learning this thing. But what I know is what I know. I know I'm supposed to give out the information. I just don't know the delivery system. I'm still learning how to deliver the information. Do I want to reach a lot of people? Yeah, because I want the message to be heard. I want people to think for themselves. I want to expand consciousness. And the only way I can do that is to reach people. So I'm trying to find new ways, better ways to reach people. But I'm not going to stop trying to reach people. I'm not. Even if I don't use social media, I've been doing this my whole life, trying to reach people. And didn't know why. It's divine. The creator, it put it in me. This is something, what I'm doing, it can't be stopped. And I'm just getting more, the more I do it, the more confirmation I get. That's just it. What I'm doing is divine. I'm not using no religion. Not using no beliefs. We talking all facts over here. We go prove everything. We go use things that's tangible. You know, I'm not gonna tell you to hate nobody. I'm not gonna tell you to hate yourself. I'm speaking all love. But because I don't have certain beliefs or think certain ways, I'm evil, I'm a cult leader, I'm this, I'm that, that's fine. That's a few people saying that. Few. Even if a lot of people say that, then that just tells me their level of ignorance because you're not listening to what I say. You're looking for reasons to say these things. And when you find something, but then you can't argue with. Now that will be an adductive argument. That will be an adductive argument. Say anything negative. Until I show you it, you can't say it. Prove it. That's why I say quicksand. The whole philosophy of quicksand. I'm gonna be consistent in being me. That's what I'm gonna be consistent of, is being me. And I know there's no malice in my heart. There's no hate in my heart. It took years to get it out because the experiences I had in life put it in me. It wasn't never in me. But what I experienced, what you experience in life, it will put hate in you. It will put malice in you. And it's up to you to get it out. And you don't get it out by trying to transfer it to other people. No, you have to work. You have to do that shadow work. That's just what you got to do. And that's dope. You let God reincarnate you into the next best thing. The sooner a child is prepared for adult situations, they can safely grow up. I rock with that too. I rock with that too. Yeah, Riaz was he took a break. But man, I appreciate y'all so much. Let me get off here. I was so used to going to sleep early. I had to rest my body, man. I gotta yeah, I just gotta rest my body. I get into grind mode, be having ideas. I'm doing so much now. I forget to rest sometimes. You know, I got the family, I got my kids, I got the YouTube, I got my business. I'm trying to grow everything. You know, I think I'm an octopus with all these arms and I can do everything. And I realize that this body is still in the physical, you know. So I have physical limitations. I might not have mental or spiritual limitations, but I do have physical limitations. And I'm learning it because a lot of this stuff is new to me, you know, physical wise. I wasn't in this condition 3 years ago, but now I am. So it's just me accepting where I'm at, and learning how to navigate with it, with my new situation. So I'm learning that. I'm learning not to push myself so much. So that's why I say I got to cut back, because I be staying up to like 3, 4 in the morning. And then even when I get off here, I'm still doing stuff to prepare for the next day. So even when I self-reflect every night, that take anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour sometimes. So, you know, it's just me learning my physical limitations. You know, we are limited physically, you know, and with my situation or condition, you know, I'm more limited than I was, not only with my age, but with my physical health. You know, I have to just be mindful. And the more I push myself, the longer it takes me. If I didn't push myself the way I did, I probably would have been functioning at 100% now. But I just got a bad habit of pushing myself. You know, it's a habit. So I'm working on that. Before a preacher, hey, you know what, Diane, I ain't discrediting that at all because I understand what you're saying 100%. You know, I will trust a homeless man before your average preacher. I have to know because just my opinion, just my opinion. I think a lot of that. I don't think a lot of it's some. I'm not gonna say because I know some. My grandfather was one. My step grandfather was one. He was one who taught the Bible and didn't use it. But like I said, when they be reading scriptures, they read one passage, but they don't read the beginning or the end. They just read whatever is useful for their narrative. That's what they use. But when you read above or below what that scripture say, it shows a whole different story. But they just use what particular parts say uh, to advance their narrative. So to me, that's just taking advantage of people. Even tithing. Tithes, I mean, man, when you research yourself, tithes was used, it was supposed to be used like Islam, how Islam, they help one another. They give to the poorest people. That's what tithes was supposed to be. It was supposed to help the community. But that ain't what they use it for now. The tithes ain't had nothing to do with money. They would bring food, clothes, and they will disperse it to the people who needed it. That was tithing. It was the community helping one another. That's why it was created. But yeah, now they own something different. So, but this was a great conversation. Yeah, I don't think we ain't had no trolls tonight. We ain't had no trolls tonight. But yeah, it's just it is what it is. But we go we gonna make it do what it do. We go grow. We go flourish. We go become better versions of ourselves. And when we do it, people go like what they see, and then they go come over and join the party. And we all just go rock out. That's how we go do it. We go do it organically, like we've been doing it. We ain't got to beef. We ain't got to do no tearing people down, making people feel bad about themselves. That's another thing too, man. I don't. And this is not to take a shot against nobody or nothing like that. This is just me, maybe because so many things happen on a subconscious level. Um, but there's a lot of like positive people spreading fear, and I don't think they really consciously know what they're doing. But we need to begin to speak life. Talk about the positive thing. Stop talking about what we don't have and talk about what we do. Because I don't know if people understand that their words have power and how you can evoke negativity in people too. Look, we all got family members, right? That's messed up. But the more you focus on the negative, the more you ignore the positive. And I don't talk negative about my family because I have good people in my family too. And to just associate or just to highlight the negative people in my family, that'll be a disgrace and a dishonor to the people who are doing the right thing. So me in general, I tend to focus on the positive. You know, it's cool to make aware of things. But to say all family is bad, that's not true. Even if you got one good person in your family, focus on that, man. You got something good. Even if you the only good person in your family, will you represent your family to the best of the ability? All these conversations. I don't deal with a lot of this stuff in real life. This gender war. I don't deal with that. I don't deal with no gender war. I'm not at beef with the women in my life, the women around me. I don't look less of them. They don't look less of me. I mean, to look on social media and relate that to my own personal experience, that's to me, that's asinine. Because half of this stuff, I say 90% of this stuff on social media, people acting. People acting. And if they're not acting, that's messed up. Your life is really messed up. And it all starts with you. So if you think all women are gold diggers or hood rats and all this, you need to reevaluate where you at in life. Because I don't have all that around me. you need to reevaluate that. You need to look at your environment. You need to look at the people you're putting yourself around. People will equate their own personal experience and try to make that everyone's reality. And it's not. Like this whole women need to be submissive. Why? Because the Bible says so. Like, are you serious? So you follow the Bible now? People will use scripture to weaponize it to, like I said, use their narrative. Not only the preachers, people use it all the time. Women are supposed to be submissive to men. Show me that in Hebrew. Show me that in Aramaic. Show me that. Because it's scripture in there that the man supposed to take care of the wife too. So if you're not taking care of a woman, why the hell should she be submissive? Why should a woman be submissive to a man if the man ain't a man? You ain't doing what you supposed to do for the woman to be Look, this is just what I experienced in life. Every woman I was with, they submitted to me. That's because I gave them a reason to, and I never asked. That was their desire to do it, not mine. Maybe if you build yourself up to a level where a woman wants to be submissive to you, then they'll do it. But why would a woman be submissive to a man who hasn't earned it? Just because you have the phallus and the testicles don't make you a man. If you can't protect or provide, how are you calling yourself a man? And if you need to tell a woman to be submissive, how can you call yourself a man? People want to create conditions where they feel comfortable, right? Everybody want everybody to make them feel comfortable. That's not what life is. And I'm not here to make anyone feel comfortable. I'm not gonna do it. I don't wake up like, how can I make this person comfortable? Only person I wake up and think that about is my wife, because that's my duty. But the average person, I ain't trying to make it comfortable. Now, if you're comfortable around me, that's for a reason. But if you're uncomfortable around me, that's for a reason too. I appreciate that, Diane. Oh yeah, gaslighting, definitely. A man that does not know how to earn a woman's respect is not a man. The newborn can do that. I agree with that. Like, a lot of people take that, I'm a man, but nah, man, you ain't. Listen how you talk about women. Listen how you treat women. Listen how you treat the kids. Listen how you treat your fellow man. In my opinion, a man becomes a man when they mentally, spiritually, and physically mature. All three aspects of life has to be mature. Can you get 2 out of 3? In my opinion, I feel you're still incomplete. I think you should have to earn that title. You should work for it. You should have emotional balance, mental balance, and physical balance. If you can't control yourself, then someone else is going to control you. That's just what it is. In any aspect, mentally, spiritually, or physically, if you're not controlling yourself, someone else will control you. And how can you call yourself a man when someone else has control of you? So a lot of these complaints I hear about men and women, I look at it like this: those aren't men and women. Those aren't men and women. They're not mature. They're just not. So I can't equate it to that. I just can't equate it to that. And that's not me judging. That's just me giving my opinion. Because I don't really care if people mature or not. I just know who to deal with and who not to. And they go about their life. What people do, I mean, unless it has a direct effect on me, I don't care. And people say that's bad because Eventually, what other people do will affect you. That's only if you allow it. I'm aware. I'm totally aware of everything that's going on around me. I just choose not to let it affect my decision making unless it has a direct effect. If I can't change something, there's no purpose. If I can't prepare for something, then there's no purpose. Then I'm just wasting energy. That's how people get anxiety and depressed, worrying about things they have no control over. That's why I have internal peace, because things I know, people ask for that. God, give me wisdom for the to know the things I can change and give me the strength for the things I can't. People ask for that. I embody that. If I can't do nothing about it, I ain't gonna worry about it. It is what it is. It's for someone else, not me. I can only help or change the things that I have power over, that I have the influence over. Other than that, it's somebody else's duty, not mine. So, I don't get caught up in all that. Yeah. And D Shep, I agree with that. And Diana, I agree with that. When an upstanding, you feel that energy, man. You will feel that energy. When the righteous is when you're in the presence of the righteousness, you can feel it. Sometimes that intimidate people, and some people embrace it. I embrace it. I definitely embrace it. But let me get my butt out of here. I appreciate everybody rocking out. We'll be sitting here talking. Hey man, if y'all got a topic or something that you want me to cover, put it in the comments. You can DM me on Instagram. I'll definitely cover it. I'm probably not gonna be back until like Wednesday, Thursday. I'm gonna work on a couple uploads, so hopefully I can put those out next week. I got to do the visuals and the audios until I get my studio ready, but I'm working on that too. Got part of the basement cleared out. We're about to do another part next weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we can go live and we can get live. But I appreciate everybody rocking out. Do me a favor though, if y'all didn't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. And y'all know what I always say: care about how you feel. I'm gonna bring another concept as part of my philosophy, but generally, our thoughts create emotions, and just observing that um, is duality within everything, right? So when we can get to a point where our emotions create our thoughts, I'm gonna tell you the benefit in that. That'll probably be next week, though. I think I explained it once, but um, I'm gonna get deeper into that. So I'm gonna show you how we can control ourselves. This is part of self mastery. I truly believe in when you can control your inside, you can control your outside. So everything starts within. I'm gonna dig a little deeper into that concept. But these are conversations to build nations. And if I say anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody to tell somebody, help me spread the word, right? Help me spread. We're still trying to grow. We at 33K. I lost some subscribers, but we know what that came from. Because I got 33K off a short I didn't make. So a lot of the people, a lot of that 33K is inflated, right? Never said it wasn't. I'm always honest and try to be transparent. I'm looking for more support from more people who indulge in this content. Um, so I'm trying to spread the word. We need more people to hear the message. So I'm gonna do my best to deliver the message and find different ways to deliver it. I am committed to that. I tried the lectures. I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna do it a little different. But like I said, it takes time. So all the support. If you donate, I appreciate it. If you come and watch the lives, I appreciate it. If you watch it after it's off, I appreciate it. If you like it and share it, I appreciate it. If you put a comment, I appreciate it. All supporters appreciate it. No matter how you support, I appreciate it. If you can come once a month, once a year, I appreciate it, because you don't have to. But I'm not being greedy. I just want the message out. So I'm committed to that. So I'm gonna find better ways, more ways to deliver it. So I might probably add entertainment into it again. I did that before. The numbers grew, the donations grew. People like the entertainment factor too. So we're gonna indulge more in that. But yeah, so that's what my commitment to the people is. You know, I keep doing this. If you keep putting into me, I'm gonna keep putting into you. But let me get out of here. I'll check y'all later on this week.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on this evening. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they drag the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a